Hey, Happy New Year from Bob at Trade Genius. I just wanted to show a couple charts here to start the year because I have really no clue how they're going to try to position the first week. You know, they have the narrative as the first week goes January goes the year, and last year that didn't hold any water. But you know, they're always trying to position people to go a direction that they want to go, especially if they're distributing. But I'm just going to show you my, excuse me, I'm just going to show you my charts here. And, you know, we've been playing a SPY to the downside. We have puts on for January. We've been doing diagonals against it to, bring our cost down so that we can try to ensure profit on the trade. And so far it's paying us. We had credit spreads, but we took them off already. They've already paid us enough. So let's just get the risk out of the way. But what's really interesting here is that the I don't know if this move is done, going down, but we're getting to an area here. This 221 area is the top of the channel, a 2 year channel. I'm going to go out to the daily here to show you. And let me spread this up a little bit so it looks a little bit better. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to show you something first. So, reason why I have this so tight, I want to show you the bands for next year, is that right here, this red line and this red line here are, this is like a 2 year channel I just had up months and months ago. And we broke through it and then retested it, and then we took off to the top, and then we looked like we were bull flagging, but it never could break this downtrend line, and then we flipped into more of a sell mode. On the daily, it just looks like it's embedded to distribution, and we'll just have to see where that goes. But what I wanted to tell you is that if it comes down to 220, it's been my line in the sand on this, so I got a range here below 220. I think we go down and we test the bottom of the channel at 210. We break this, we're going up to new highs, and that just brings these purple lines here are the R1 and S1 yearly pivots. The 210 is the pivot, which is really ironic. So you got the pivot around 210, you got the bottom of this channel around 210 as well. So my expectation is that we're gonna test this, sooner than later before we make another move, either floor drop out or we go through the roof. But at this point with SPY, I'm playing it to the short side. I don't know if we'll get any kind of counter trend move. Tomorrow they may want to. A lot of people might be leaning short going into today. Into tomorrow, and they may try to, hammer those people out of the chute. And we'll just have to wait and see. But we're kind of extreme moves, and the other chart that really has been driving it is if you look at the yen here, and it's just way, been way oversold in terms of just push, 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 push. Here's the VWAP here. That's how much they've driven the yen down. And at some point, it's going to cause problems for not just Japan. They have to buy everything in yen too, and that country imports everything. But it's also going to cause obviously the Chinese issue. So we don't know if they're going to react and start buying yen. But I think this is the area to watch. We're long yen, and our signal is validating that, but it's just not moving up a lot. It's just kind of grinding. So we'll just have to keep an eye. And what I'm watching here is that to see if this rolls over and takes another leg down, we're looking at like 77. But if it embeds here and drives back up to 88, 89, which is my expectation, is that I think it's going to put a lot of pressure on the market, and then it will support gold in the miners. And when you look at gold, is that it's got a bit of a bid here since about the 15th, 16th area here. And, I'm looking for an opportunity for it to get back up to test VWAP before it rolls over again. But we'll just have to wait and see. The proof now in the pudding on gold to become bullish versus bearish. But no doubt this is a bear market move for gold until it can get on the other side of this VWAP and VWAP starts turning up. So in the same way, if you look at the miners too, that's a big rejection off the VWAP here. So it's just something to keep an eye on to see if it turns right back around again. We're out of most of our miners. Got stopped out on Friday. We've been moving our stops up, and just keep an eye on it. But it looks like another opportunity for it to consolidate and see if it turns higher. And the only other thing I probably want to show you is if you look at oil, oil's still in the bull market, but it's just really struggling here. Look at this. It's just kind of forming a Sornet wave here. Not from a blow off, but just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And this is a kind of an ascending wedge, so I'm expecting oil to go down. Fundamentally, it should go down as well. And the dollar's been supporting oil, but until lately, so we'll see if that holds or if it drops down. But I'm expecting oil back down, at least on this chart here. I'm expecting oil in the mid 40s, so I'm expecting OIL back down into the 575 area. From a trade standpoint, it doesn't move enough. I just use this more as kind of an observation for me. But if I was doing anything with it, I'd be selling spreads against it. And I think January and February is going to be hard for OPEC to hold those production levels down, and with consumption, with basically the United States under snow in Europe, and it's going to get hammered with snow next week, and Russia and Siberia are very cold. I think oil consumption is going to keep falling. I know gasoline usage is falling, so it'll all reverb back up into the supply chain. Is going to put pressure on oil. And then the last thing is on natural gas. I'm bullish, but we went ahead and sold out. I'm glad we did. We pretty much almost caught the top of this last move, and we got out at 950, got in at 910, and this is like our second or third trade here at natural gas. So we'll see what next week brings, but just watching to see if we get a buy signal here or if we settle back down to the VWAP area, and then we'll take another shot long on it. There's supposed to be some warm weather coming in, not just in the southeast, but for it to push up higher in the northeast. And the way this stuff works is that it's going to signal to traders that, hey, there's too many people long this thing. Let's see if we can get them out of their positions. Long natural gas, and they'll start shorting it, and just talking up the narrative that, hey, we're probably pretty full in storage going into spring. But at some point in the next 6 weeks, this is going to be a big short, at least for 3 or 4 months before the summer natural gas, consumption trends start taking hold again. So we probably have another 6 weeks and a shot long on this, and then we may want to think about going short natural gas. I think that's all I'm really going to talk about today. It's going to be a really interesting year. I just have to kind of see how the first couple days played out and see if we get a continuation from last week, or if they're going to use that to catch some shorts offside and then roll over. But I'm pretty much expecting weakness in the market in January. And if it doesn't come early, it's certainly going to come after the earnings reports come out, because I can't imagine with a strong dollar how well the multinationals are going to be doing in this earnings season. Anyways, Bob from Trade Genius, Happy New Year, and we're back in the saddle again. Bye-bye.